Thank you for listening and welcome to the Life Podcast, a proud member of the Eventide Entertainment Podcast Network. I'm your host, Don Smith. Wiley's Comedy Club's weekend headliner, feature, and MC are all on the show this week. Adam Gable, Gary G. Garcia, and Neil Rubenstein sit down for some philosophical discussion. If you enjoy the show, like and follow the Life 1069 on Facebook and Don Smith Comedy on Twitter, or tune in live on Tuesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM, or you can stream the show live at wwsu1069.org.
The brutal presence overwhelms me. The brutal presence overwhelms me.
All right, welcome back to the Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith. Still no sign of our guest co-host for the day. Hopefully everything's all right with Mike Shea.
He's out swashbuckling?
Yep, he's out LARPing. He's pirate LARPing somewhere. We're going to go ahead and introduce my guests just from right to left. We have tonight's headliner at Wiley's. This is going to get weird. Just not with you.
It's all right.
That sounded bad. No,
I expect it to get weird. In fact, I'll be disappointed if it doesn't.
That is true. No, it's going to get weird because this show isn't going. This section of the show won't air till Tuesday officially. I'm going to sneak it on the radio today.
Oh, fantastic.
So every time I say today, I mean Saturday night. But when it comes to Tuesday, when this show goes out again, nobody's going to know what the heck we're talking. They're going to look at Wiley's website and try to find you. And you won't be there anymore.
I'm confused. Are you asking me to do another show on Tuesday? I don't understand. I don't understand because I got other places to be.
Okay, well, I guess you can't do the show on Tuesday again. So. Anyway, first guest, Adam Gable.
That's hi. How are you? Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, depending on when you're listening to this.
Yeah, and happy Tuesday. You've covered it all.
And happy Tuesday.
But tonight you're headlining at Wiley's Comedy Club again?
Yeah, 7:15 and 9 o'clock.
9:30. 7:15 and 9:30.
9:30. Yeah, when the owner of the club tells you what time to be there, you got
yeah,
that's pretty much it.
Yeah, hopefully I'm right. Cause,
yeah, I would hope so too.
I usually take most of my cues from Erica. She's in charge. I just throw money in every now and then when they need it, and I let them run it.
Thank you for the money part.
They do a much better job than I would.
Oh, okay. Well, they do a great job, that's for sure.
Well, yeah, I love the staff here.
Yeah, they're great. It's a great bunch of fantastic people here. Every time I've been here, everybody's been so welcoming and fun.
Yeah, and now you get to be on the radio show too. So.
Yeah.
I think has your mic come unplugged there, or kind of? Okay, it seemed to be a little.
Is that better? Do I need to redo this? Everything I've said before?
Yeah, let's just start. No, we're good.
Okay, cool. I'll do this instead.
No, it was just getting kind of low. So
okay, cool.
Well, moving to the right of Adam. Okay, I'm not sure all the hands. There's a lot of hand signals going on right now. I think I'm supposed to walk this next guy, and I think if I pitch to the guy after him, it's probably going to be a strikeout. I'm not sure. So
they don't want to walk you.
So that's
you don't want to walk you. You guys know that clip? No?
That's a fastball. Okay. Moving to the right of Adam, we have Neil Rubenstein.
Hi. You guys don't know that. The Tommy Lasorda, no, Sparky Anderson and Kirk Gibson clip from like the '84 World Series. Yeah, why would you know that?
No, I have no idea.
They didn't want to walk Kirk Gibson, and Sparky Anderson's like, they don't want to walk you, and then he hit a home run, and then as he's rounding the bases, Sparky Anderson's like, don't walk him.
Well, now we know. Yeah.
Hi, I'm Neil.
There's Neil. Welcome to the show, Neil. It's good to have you. We actually talked a little bit at the World Series of Comedy.
That's where I met. Yep.
And I was really excited with Mike Shea coming in here because we discussed a little bit the idea of pirate LARPing. And Mike Shea is our resident pirate LARPer.
So is he the one, like, because you guys were talking about, like, pirate romance novels and stuff, like it was getting deep on like the level of like pirate fantasy.
I think that was Phil Johnson who was over there.
Right.
He has a podcast that is pirate based, and anything that has to do with pirates is I guess pirates are a thing now.
So weird. Pirate based podcast.
Pirate based podcast.
So like everybody in the pirate universe.
Oh, I see.
Right.
So he'll like interview authors of like pirate fantasy. He'll interview like people who like run pirate conventions.
What about Roberto Clemente? Has he ever?
He actually he said he
dug
interviewed.
up and he dug up.
He did say he interviewed somebody at one point that was actually a captive of Somali pirates.
Oh, yeah.
So
Oh,
it's
wow.
just anything pirates. He'll get in there.
Has he ever had any Somalians on his show?
That I don't
Like,
know. I asked him that.
that'd
He
be
said
dope.
he hasn't been able to get the actual Somali pirates.
They
Yeah, well,
probably
you wouldn't
don't
really
answer
want,
their-
you really wouldn't want to let
Right.
people know where you are.
Right, and I was
exactly.
confused at first because I thought Somali pirates was a baseball team.
Yeah, the Somali pirates.
Yep, go Pirates!
They're minor
Oh,
league
wait.
team. They're a minor league team.
I heard that Dayton's building a new stadium for
Yep,
the Somali
yep,
Pirates.
yep. They literally stole the bases. We have. Welcome to the show, Neil Rubenstein.
yeah, thank you.
I kept saying Rubenstein the other day, and you.
I don't know.
Well,
'Cause
I guess
even
I was
people-
thinking of like some man sandwich hybrid, like the Frankenstein with a Reuben.
Okay.
So I don't know. I don't know where
Now
I'm going with this.
now
I told you it was getting weird
You're
because
a
now
man
you're
sandwich.
now
Now
you're
I just want brisket.
now
but,
you're just thinking of a man sandwich.
That's what I was thinking of.
Because like I stopped correcting people a long time ago. Because even if you correct them, they get it. They're still gonna do what's comfortable.
Right.
So like, oh, is it Rubenstein? I'll be like, it's Rubenstein, and then they'll go and they'll be like, what do you say?
Oh. Hold on. Let me just mark that. 5:42. I will bleep that out so I don't get kicked off the air. That's all right.
Which is weird because I never curse during stand up, but for some reason
this,
get me hyped up early in the morning, and I'm like, F everything.
It's hard not to curse when you're talking about pirates.
That's
Yeah,
true.
it
That's
is.
true.
That's
That's true.
It's,
love
pirate
pirates.
lifestyle is really.
Yep. That's the pirate's life for me. Yeah. Anyway, moving to the right of Neil, we have Gary G. Garcia.
Hey, what's up?
How's it
Thank you for having me.
how's
It's
it going?
going good.
Yeah,
Life is good.
Yeah, I got
I
all
keep
of
telling
you
myself
up.
that.
I got all of you up early in the morning, and
Yeah, he gets up.
know you-
Adam gets up early in the morning. Anyway.
Yeah, I don't really sleep very well. You wouldn't really like me when I sleep well.
so you're the
You don't really
opposite.
like him
You
when
get-
he's
I'm
awake.
the opposite. Yeah, I sleep well. I turn green and I bust out of my pants. So you wouldn't.
That's never good.
That's never good.
I would see a doctor if I turned green and busted out.
I would,
my
but
pants.
my health insurance is run out. So I.
Well,
Yeah.
the comics life. We don't have a good insurance program for comics. That's what we need. We need like a comics union. We need to unionize. I'm just kidding. I'm a club owner. Don't do that.
I don't think that's such a great idea.
No,
It's,
this is really not in my best interest to even have this conversation.
Because you said it out loud, and I was like, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they have an actors guild, and they're
Yeah, but they're actors.
They
and
don't
actors
do
need
much
people
either.
to take care of
Yeah,
them.
but Ted
Comics
That's
don't.
true. That's
Ted
Comics we don't.
Alexandra fights really hard for comedians in the Actors Guild.
Oh well, yeah. Well, that's
he
a
did a
different
lot of
story.
work when AFTRA was still separate from SAG. He did a lot of work for. Okay, I'm sorry. I
No,
didn't.
no,
That's
I
okay.
was.
That's
I didn't
okay.
get like serious.
I don't
like,
know what
right
part of like the I'm interested face gave you the impression that I wasn't interested.
No. I just realized that like we're trying to be silly, and I'm like, no, well, it's really.
Well, you said SAG, and I immediately looked at Carlin. Carlin Haggard.
Gary
is still
SAG is a
sitting over there,
union
and-
for the Screen Actors Guild.
I'm totally aware, man.
Yeah, he's with the program. It's good. It's
Yeah, I'm totally aware.
Gary's got more acting credits than I do, so
True.
yeah, it's true.
How many on your IMDb page?
I don't even know what that is, man.
Oh, okay.
See,
Well,
that's
then,
the
you
thing.
don't
When
have
you
to
don't
worry
know
about it,
much, you don't have to worry about things, man. I don't know much.
You did that. You did Billions, right? Didn't you do
I
Billions?
did Billions.
You
I
were.
did
That was the
sh-
one. That was the one where you played a cop and
No, I got to play a cop in Lanes.
Lanes. That's right.
That was pretty dope.
Yeah.
I didn't realize how much I looked like a cop till I put the badge on.
You got a narc
I
vibe.
think it's
Yeah, I
You
look
got a
like.
narc vibe for sure.
yeah. I think a lot of people look like cops when they put badges
Yeah, I
on.
couldn't. And
I
I
mean,
gotta
I
be honest.
probably wouldn't. I just look like a fat bearded guy with that stole somebody's uniform. Is what I would look like.
Once they threw the badge over my neck, I became a cop. I was
Right.
totally in the role. I loved it. I wanted to clean up all of Brooklyn.
Yeah. How many people
know.
did you shoot though? That's
You know what's funny is our scene was we had to arrest like the main drug dealer in the movie, and we run over, we do the scene, and it's like, I have a line. My line is, get on your knee. Oh,
There's two.
mark that.
That's 2.
Mark that.
907. We'll mark that.
It's get on your knees, or I'll blow your bleeping brains out. And he gets on his knees, and we arrest him. But during the actual shoot, when we told him to get on his knees, he actually took one step toward me that he didn't take during the practice run. And I shot him like 8 times. It was out of fear.
Yeah,
I have a
it's
new
just
understanding.
panic moment, yeah.
I have a new understanding of how that works now. You know what I'm saying? He was bigger than me, and he didn't listen.
Now, I'm hoping they
So-
were blanks. Were they just blanks, or did they actually?
Yeah, they were
okay.
blanks. They
It
were
was a
blanks.
Nerf gun.
Yeah,
He shot it with a.
That's the thing I don't like about movies. There's no realism.
Yes, exactly.
If you accidentally shoot an actor, that actor should be done.
well, I
just-
mean,
Well, that's what happened to Brandon.
Brandon Lee. Yeah,
Yeah.
right. Brandon Lee got
Yeah,
shot in the
that's
scene.
true. That's true. Yeah.
It's horrible, but funny in a way. It's a little. Come on,
All right.
come on.
So hey, well let's start asking some of the tough questions.
Oh, the tough question.
Yeah, Adam, what got you started in comedy and why and how much do you regret it? No.
Honestly, I don't regret it at all. It's sort of a long story. I'll try and keep it as brief as I can.
We got an hour to fill.
Yeah, but there's also a lot of other people here, and I went on Birthright Israel, which is like a thing that's very common in the East, where you go if you're born Jewish, they'll send you to Israel for free. It's sort of like so I met this guy, and I became good friends. We got back, and he took a class in Manhattan. This was back in 2002, and he was like, "You got to get into this," and I started doing comedy. I did comedy for like 6 months in 2002, but I wasn't really happy with the material I was doing, so I put it away for 12 years.
Wow.
And then I came back to it in about 2014, and I had been writing jokes, and I went in with the material that I wanted to do. And anyone who's seen my act knows that my material is not necessarily the kind of thing that you would expect to hear at a comedy club. I mean, I do jokes, but they're weirdo jokes about weird things. And at first the response was not great, but then people started to like it. And I thought, well, you know what then? If people start to like it and I like it, then I'm going to keep going at it. And it's been working pretty well for the last couple of years.
There you go.
The lesson there is always be true to your own comedy perspective. That's what I think.
Yeah. Well, it takes a while to find your own voice too.
Certainly takes a while to figure out what it is that you want to tell
Right.
people. But I remember the first time I got a laugh on a joke that I really liked. It felt really, really good. And I was like, oh, I started up again. I was like, I'm going to do 50 shows before I quit. I'm going to give it a shot, do 50 shows and quit. Then I changed the number to 100. And then after that, it wasn't how many shows until I give myself an opportunity to quit. It was just how many shows I was doing. It just sort of evolved into this thing that I couldn't not, that I had to try to something I could not do. Yeah.
What did you count as a show? Like
Oh, yeah. I mean, well, because when I started, it was all open mics, so anything that
right.
was an
Were you
open.
counting
Right.
that?
Yeah, I was counting open mics because.
Because when you first start out, you have
Yeah.
to. That's
Yeah.
But is there a point? Is there a point for you where you stopped counting those? Whereas
no,
now
I
you
would
do
say
it
there's a
like-
point
yeah.
now where I stopped. Yeah, I mean, I guess, but I stopped doing them, and if I did one occasionally, I just wouldn't take a mark off. I mean, it's not an accurate number because there's also there's times where I did a set and it was 3 minutes, so I put a hash mark down, but I wouldn't really count that. Or there was a thing where if I hosted and then did another set later, I counted it as 2 or 1. The numbers don't mean anything. They're just it's just something for myself. It's just a way to keep track of what I'm doing. It's not like I'm gonna it's not like
Numbers
No.
are a construct.
well, no, I was gonna say it's not like you got in baseball where there's an
Oh, yes.
asterisk next to it,
Yeah.
right? These are the sets that I did when I was all popped up on steroids or whatever.
Right.
Well, those would have been the open mics.
Those would have been the open mics,
You
sure.
kind of need something to keep you going to those. Neil, what about you? What got you started, and how long ago?
Because insight.
Yeah, we'll take care. We'll edit that out in post.
It's a couple of. I was doing I got a TV show. I was on a TV show in like
I didn't know
04-ish. Yeah, and this is a really long story. So
You're good.
I was on a TV show. I lucked into a TV show, and it lasted forever. And then people on
What
the
show was it?
People
No,
on the show.
what show was it?
You're not gonna know, even if Casino Cinema on Spike TV. No one's ever heard of it.
But we could Google.
Spike
What was it
TV
called?
Is not even a thing anymore.
What was it called?
Spike TV. Casino
No, I know
Cinema,
Spike.
Casino
Casino
Cinema.
Cinema.
Casino Cinema. I'm
Okay.
gonna have to look it up.
I'm gonna have to Google that.
So
shit.
people on the show that would repeat guests or the host or whatever would be like, oh, you like doing TV. Like, what are you going to do after this? Because stuff ends,
Right.
and I never considered it ending. Like it was just like, oh, this is what I do. I do this show, and they were like, you should write, you should do comedy, whatever. Like you should write and you should do stand up, and that's how you get noticed for your writing is by doing stand up. So I started doing that. I started doing both. I got a lot of opportunities really quickly because of the TV show, and it was like an unfair advantage, but it was like unfair to the craft too, because I wasn't excelling, I wasn't working at it, I wasn't good, but I just had these opportunities. So then I got kind of disillusioned when I realized there was work to do. So I kind of quit and went back to real life.
That got old quick.
Yeah, and then
That
real
gets
life
really
was, I
old.
was like, oh, real life is the worst.
Yeah.
I thought hard work was hard, but real life,
Real
that
life
is the
sucks.
piss. So then I went back to this because I just wasn't happy doing anything else really, and now I'm broke. So
Yeah.
here we are. Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Being broke's part of the game, man.
Oof. I don't like that part of the game. That is a bad part of the
Yeah.
game.
Yeah. That's the rough part.
I kind of like not having money because it's a lot
Yeah.
easier to tell my kids no
Yeah.
when
It's true.
I can't afford that.
I just-
That's true. That's true.
Yeah, I just feel there's a yeah. No, I don't want to. Yes, that's very funny. And then,
Now you guys know why we bring him along with us.
He's the optimist.
I'll give you $1 for that. Yes, that's very funny later. Pay you for that.
And now we have Gary G. Garcia. How long you been doing comedy?
I've been doing comedy, I want to say 5 years.
I think it's 4. He's got no idea.
Nah,
Go on,
it's
well,
5
just
years because I just had a memory on my
exaggerating.
Facebook that said
From
5 years ago.
2014.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was 4 years ago.
No, not 2014, dude. 2013?
but 2014,
I don't know,
inclusive
dude.
is
Anything once we
5
hit 2000, I stopped caring.
I know.
Once 2000 hit, it was like, wasn't it all supposed to be over? What the hell is this?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
right.
You know?
it's kind of disappointing that
You
we
know?
just have to keep going on. At
Yeah,
this
Yeah,
point.
man,
Yeah.
they promised.
Yeah, this
You
is
know, what's
supposed to
that
be
all
done.
about? You know? But yeah, I for me, it was one of those things that everything I've ever done, people were always like, dude, you should do comedy. So comedy for me was always my fallback. You know, so I was signed to Epic Records back in 91 through 92. And then from there, I wound up getting married, having some kids. I designed children's clothes. And I said,
You don't just throw that out, dude. What?
yeah, I started designing children's clothes. And I said to myself, if none of this works, I'll try comedy.
Yeah, that's
So now I'm doing comedy.
Yeah.
that's kind of like saying pirate LARPing and then walking past it. It's
Yeah.
like no, you don't say you design children's clothes.
Yeah,
Like,
well, I started in the mailroom, and then I realized the mailroom wasn't going to get me out of the projects. So I kind of bluffed my way into a designing job.
nice.
What I find about comics is that most comics, a lot of comics, have an interesting other job. Like I was a lighting designer. I did
Has an Emmy.
I have an Emmy.
Really?
Yeah, because I worked the 2010 and 2012 Olympics for NBC.
Oh wow.
So
wow.
I have an Emmy, and I did all kinds of crazy stuff. But I think I think it's hard if you're the type of person who went to college, and then you got an MBA, and then you sit in an office for 5 years and do absolutely nothing. What are you going to do? Jokes about spreadsheets? You have to have had some kind of life experience. You have to have done something interesting to have something interesting to say.
That's true. That's true. I mean, otherwise it's just observations that anybody can make. If it's not, I'm a maintenance tech, so
Yeah.
That's not that interesting.
Yeah, so I did all that stuff. And then everybody was just like, yo, you should always do comedy. And what happened was a friend of mine had given me his apartment because he was moving to Puerto Rico. And he made the comment of, this sucks, dude, because I know one day you're going to do comedy. Because I have been talking about it a lot, about trying it. And he's like, and I'm going to be in Puerto Rico. I'm not going to see you do it. So I was like, you know what? You gave me the apartment. There's an open mic up the block. Let's go hit the open mic. Let's see what this comedy thing's like. And I did it, and I crushed, and I loved it, and I've been crushing ever since.
Gary has some holes in his memory.
Humbly speaking.
Gary has some holes.
What holes would that be?
Kentucky.
What happened in Kentucky?
Do you remember we played that? We played that national. We played that national forest. The lodge.
Played a national.
The lodge.
The lodge. Oh, he's already blocked it out.
Yeah,
Don't you remember?
I always remember the good things, man.
Yeah, exactly. That's my point.
That's what life's all
about,
about,
say you've
dude.
always crushed when you don't remember any of the bad shit.
That's right.
That's the best way to do it.
That's right. Nah, I mean, I've definitely bombed a couple of times.
Couple.
It's always 50-50. Well, I remember B.B. King's.
Oh yeah.
That
was a tough show.
That was
a tough show.
such a bad show. The comics were just laughing at each other to see who's going to bomb the worst.
It was
great.
it was a Purim show. For anyone, most of the listeners who don't know what Purim is, it's sort of Jewish Halloween, but it's in the spring. And we were
they party like Puerto Ricans
at BB King's, and it was supposed to be this big event, but there were two rooms, and the big room had the dancing, and they were all the young kids were interested in, all the hip kids were interested in the dancing. Nobody wanted to hear about it.
And all the idiots came to the show.
All the idiots came to the show.
Can I just comment on Perm real quick?
Yeah, by all means. I can talk about Perm for hours.
It used to not be Halloween for the Jews.
Yeah, well,
but now, like in New York City, it's as bad as Halloween.
It's as bad as Halloween. Yeah,
I don't.
Exactly. Yeah.
Do they like pelt you with matzo balls?
No, they're kosher eggs.
Kosher eggs. They hit you with
Kosher
kosher
eggs.
eggs.
We don't. We also don't TP other people's houses because toilet paper is expensive, and you don't want to waste toilet paper for prom.
Yeah,
no, I mean, that's just the the assimilation
I
of the Jewish people, which is an entirely different podcast.
Yeah.
I grew up in a very different neighborhood than you. When you said that Purim was like the Jewish Halloween,
Yeah.
I thought they go out and just beat each other up.
No.
Because that's
Spray each
Halloween
other
in my
with-
neighborhood. Hit each other with watermelons.
Fire extinguishers filled with urine.
Halloween was never a fun holiday in my neighborhood, man.
I have to tell you how this show works is every now and then something will pop into my head while we're listening to something, or I'll hear something that'll just trigger, and that's how I come up with names for the episodes of this show. So just so you know, this episode is going to be called Halloween for the Jews.
Oh, that's fantastic! Oh, that's perfect, especially since it's Halloween time. And
we have
a
Jew.
couple Jews here. That's
We got a couple of
fantastic.
Jews.
All right,
And that
stop
is the
throwing me under bus.
traditional Halloween Jewish pilgrimages out to Dayton. Typically, that's typically what we do.
That
Well,
sounds
it
right
started
to
with
me.
you talking about birth rate.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, I like to educate a little bit.
Yeah. I can't even remember where we were now.
Yeah, I don't even know how we got to Purim. I don't even remember.
Is it April?
It was a show.
Oh,
We
because you were talking about
show.
a bad
Talking
show,
about
a show
the
that you
BB
bombed
show.
at that you didn't want
Yeah,
to.
only-
I've bombed a couple of times. You got to.
Yeah, that's
You know?
that's a rite of passage.
You got
I think, Carlin and I were talking about that earlier. Is this open mic? We do an open mic on Sundays, and we get some new comics in here, and we have great audiences in here that are really kind to first timers. So that the first timer goes up here and does really well, and they don't understand why they bomb the next one.
Yeah. Anytime I talk to a comic, I always say the first time is going to be great, the second time is going to be awful, and it's going to take a year before it gets better.
Yeah, my
I
third
don't
time.
agree with that.
My third time was awful.
But I'm special.
Yeah, you're special. You don't
That's what my
ascribe
mother
to the
tells me.
typical
My mother says to me, "You're special."
What's that like, man?
What, having a mother?
Like, no. Well,
I'll keep it real. It's not all that's cracked up to be. It's not,
Yep.
that's all I was asking.
Yeah, that's just shut him down. That was just I've never seen somebody get shut down that quick. If he was a heckler, you would have won that whole night right there.
Having a mother's cool.
I bide my time. Like, okay, you won this one. You won this one, Gary.
We'll
Sleep
say
with an
that.
eye open.
Yep, I'll be back. Oh, that's fantastic. All right. Well, I think we're going to take a little break. I got to get these headphones off for a
Right
while.
on.
'Cause I'm not used to wearing these things.
Do you get sweaty? Your ears
Yeah.
are sweaty?
Oh, yeah. It's
Do
terrible.
you get like
It's terrible.
infections?
No, this is actually I don't usually wear these. Even on the radio, I don't. I opt not to wear them.
Well-
but because this is a new setup and I'm trying to make sure all the sound is good so that we don't send a bunch of crap over the air later, I'm trying to wear them so I can kind of
Did you ever have like ear piercings?
no.
You look real professional, though, man.
Yeah, I mean, you don't
Well, I
look. I mean,
appreciate that.
it doesn't. It gives it away that they're not plugged in. But you
Right,
know.
absolutely. Well, yeah, I wasn't
They
going to go
do
that
it.
far with
They
it.
do. And I've also never seen a professional grade set of Hello Kitty headphones before.
They're my favorite ones.
They're
I mean,
better
and they
than
work
you would
great.
think.
That's a great sound. Yeah,
It's a great sound, yeah.
Oh, absolutely,
I can
absolutely.
tell.
And when you're skipping down the alley after you leave, people will leave you alone. Nobody's going to mess with you with the Hello Kitty
With the Hello Kitty.
headphones on.
See, that's what I got to get.
Skipping is dope.
Right. Oh yeah.
Skipping is like skipping.
I challenge you to be in a bad mood and skip.
Exactly,
Yes,
man.
it's hard to do. I've done it. Not with the Hello Kitty earphones.
I actually skip a lot. I probably skip more now in my 40s than I did when I was like younger.
Well, you got more to be happy
That's
about.
called limping, actually.
Yeah.
Nah, it's a straight up skip. You
I think
know?
you're mistaking what skipping is.
Yeah, nah, it's a straight up skip, man. When was the last time you skipped?
I don't think I could get my body weight off the ground to skip.
If you give a slide, I think it's the same. Like if you just
Yeah.
slide the foot.
That's kind of
As long as you
that's
kick
like
up a
it's like
knee.
a stutter step.
Yeah, like as long as the
yeah.
knee goes up in the front, you're pretty good.
All right, we're going to take a little break, and we're going to get Neil skipping. That's I think that's the goal for this break. We'll be back here shortly. My computer just shut down. Okay, here we go. We'll be back here shortly. Let's try this again.
This is the longest day of my life. Minutes feel like hours, like days like years. My thoughts weigh down
Ohio music scene is on fire. And nobody knows that better than Dan Diesel. Get your fix of music fresh out of the Buckeye State every week with Ohio is on Fire. Fridays at 1 p.m. Brought to you by Evenside Entertainment.
Hey man, this is Donnie Baker at Wiley's Comedy Club, and you're listening to WWSU 106.9. I swear to God.
I haven't heard about the Yemeni Zoo.
We bombed the Yemeni Zoo by accident.
Oh, really?
Which is sad, but not as sad as the Yemeni Zoo.
That's hysterical.
Every display is just camels, but dressed as other animals.
That's fine. You don't know I've been recording that, so that's fantastic.
That's really fun.
Welcome back to the Life Radio Show. I'm your host, Don Smith, sitting in with Adam Gable, Neil Rubenstein, and Gary G. Garcia. All going to be at the show at Wiley's tonight, which tonight is Saturday.
Yeah.
If you're listening on Tuesday, you missed it. You'll have to wait till next time to see these guys because they're hilarious. And you should.
Thank you very much.
So this is Saturday. If you're listening Saturday, they're going to be at Wiley's at 7:15 and 9:30 tonight. Be sure to get here.
If this is Tuesday,
I very well might not even be alive at that point.
Right.
Yeah.
There's a good chance I'm dead.
Well, you know,
it's Schrodinger's Gary.
It's the second time we made a Schrodinger's cat
Even
reference.
tonight's 50-50.
That's my favorite reference to make.
Yeah.
I love a Schrodinger's cat reference.
I think I should look it up so I know what it means.
Right.
I'm familiar with the
It's just
term.
a cat in a box.
Oh, okay. Well,
And
that's,
if you
yeah.
don't know whether it's alive or dead, it's both alive and dead simultaneously.
I see.
That is deep.
That is
But if you open the box and you see a live cat, then it was alive the whole time.
I see.
And yeah, you're unlucky because it's done scratched the hell out of you. It ruined
the box.
anytime there's a cat in the box.
I would think having a dead cat in a box is more unlucky than having a live cat in a box. Because then if the cat's dead, then you have to deal with the fact that the cat is dead.
Yeah, but I mean, if it's alive, you have to
Yeah,
deal with
but
the fact
there-
that it's alive.
Yeah,
Now
but
you
it's
got to
all-
feed it.
There
change the
are
litter.
unlocked dumpsters all over the city.
Yeah,
Right
it's
across
very
the
easy
street.
to
Full
get rid
of
a dead
cats.
Because it's not your cat, so why do you care?
It's harder,
Right
to
up-
get, it's harder to get rid of an old refrigerator than it is to get rid of a dead cat. A dead cat's very easy to get rid of.
Absolutely. Yeah, old refrigerator, you have to have an HVAC tech pull the charge out. Yeah,
Exactly.
it's a pain. It's a pain. You
Gotta
got to
make
pull
sure
the
you take the
doors
door
off
off.
so neighborhood kids don't
I like that
crawl
both
in.
of you went to doors.
So
This is
that
very
well,
mechanically
well, we
inclined.
come from
we
a time.
we went from a dead cat in a box to a dead kid in a fridge. Is what
Yeah.
we did. We made that leap.
Yeah,
It's,
in
it's
our
not
days, it was a big
yeah,
thing.
Yeah.
Something.
For some reation, kids in our days were locking themselves in refrigerators that were left
Yeah.
outside.
It's
Yeah,
Schrodinger's refrigerator.
I was going to say Schrodinger's kid. It's a different thing.
Yeah, it's
If
kind
you,
of like
if, if, if you know your kid's in the refrigerator and you don't know if he's alive or dead,
He's both
dead.
alive.
he's
and
Yeah.
dead.
probably dead.
Not
He's
quite
probably
the
dead.
same paradigm.
I can imagine the 911 call. My son is locked in the refrigerator. Oh, is he still alive? Well, sort of both.
Yep.
It's a philosophy
That's kind of
theory.
that's kind of a gray
How much
area
time do you
there.
have?
And yeah, if your kid's locked in the refrigerator, you don't know he's alive or dead. The charges are probably still going to stick.
All right, we'll be there in a few minutes, Mrs. Schrodinger.
I mean, the truth is, I don't know if you could blame the parent on that one. You know what I'm saying? Like, because a kid can lock himself in the refrigerator while you're vacuuming the living room.
Yeah, but he can't lock the padlock on the outside. That's
Well,
that was
That's
you.
true. That's true.
That was
That's
you.
usually
And seriously, who starts to go vacuuming the living room in the middle of defrosting the refrigerator?
Well, no, they threw the refrigerator out, so you got to vacuum under where it was
I
before the
see.
new one gets in.
I got you.
Yeah,
I understand.
yeah.
I don't do a lot of vacuuming, so especially
that's-
under my refrigerator.
Right. Well, that's why you have to wait till the refrigerator gets moved out to
Yeah.
the curb.
It's hard to move the refrigerator, especially with my kids.
Yeah. Well, they're playing with the cat. It's okay.
I love cats.
You know,
I love cats more than my kids.
More than your kids love cats, or more than you love your kids?
More than I love my kids.
Now, are you talking just in the refrigerator or in general?
I think I probably like my kids more in the refrigerator.
Yeah, get out to the show tonight to hear more about Gary's kids.
Scale of cat in a shoebox to kid in a refrigerator. How much do you?
Yeah, that's the scale we're working with here.
They deliver quick.
Yeah.
Yep. We're going to go ahead and hit some news.
Let's do that.
Because I am an informer of the public.
Did you guys hear
right.
about the
That's what I
Yemeni
do.
Zoo?
I heard something. I did hear something about that. Camels and drag as other animals, I guess. Would that be in drag, or I'm not sure how that works with animals.
Yeah, it's a good. Are we allowed to say drag?
Well, I guess we just did. So.
Yeah, I don't think that's. I don't think that's a swear word.
No.
We'll just keep the conversation away from camel toe.
Yeah. Authorities in Oregon.
Authorities in Oregon
Say an FBI bomb squad technician was injured in a blast while searching a property rigged with multiple booby traps, including one that seemed like something out of. I guess we can say that on the air. That seemed like something out of an Indiana Jones movie. Court documents filed this month by FBI Special Agent Jeffrey Gray described the house at 1000 Dream Hill Drive. That sounds like a beautiful place.
Yeah, right? What are they doing with bombs?
Yeah. He described the house as a fortified stronghold. The gated residence had barred windows, heavy-duty security doors, and an elaborate network of tripwires, he wrote. Authorities were contacted on August 29th by real estate attorney Joseph Charter. That month, a Josephine County judge had asked Charter we'll get through this. Had tasked Charter, I just killed the whole show, with selling the 15-acre property, and when he got there that morning, he was allegedly greeted by a sign warning the property was protected by improvised devices. The property's former owner, Gregory Lee Rodvelt, 66, had been forced to forfeit it as part of a 2016 elder abuse case involving his 90-year-old mother. Rodvelt, who was reportedly jailed in Arizona last year after an armed standoff with police, had recently returned to Oregon to prepare the property for transfer. I don't think he was preparing to transfer that property to anybody. He was going into booby trap.
See, I'm from New York. I don't even know what a standoff with police is. Normally they just end that quick, man. They just shoot you quick and that's it. End of the standoff. You know? I don't see what the problem is. Why are they bothering this man? You should be allowed to protect your house any way you want to. If I want to put a landmine right at my door to protect me from somebody coming through my door that I don't want, I feel like I should be allowed to do that. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong.
You mean in front of your door, like in the porch? Or
Nah, I guess inside. The inside. You don't want to blow up the mailman.
I was going to say.
You don't want to blow up the mailman.
But
I'm saying, if it's in your house, you're the one that's going to get blown up if you mess up.
This is the problem with the United States, is that they're always coming down to small business owners. Here's a guy who's trying to develop a new security company, and Sloman and all those big security won't let him just do his own thing.
That's what it is. It's all a conspiracy by the other security companies.
It makes sense. Because think about it. What would you rather get, the Sloman shield or a landmine in your living room?
Yeah, no, I would much rather have a tripwire.
Yeah,
it's
that's
way
what
better.
I'm saying. I feel more protected.
Yeah. It's way more effective.
It's way more, and it's way more fun to set up.
Exactly, and you don't have to wait for the police to get there for justice to be meted out. It'll happen right that minute.
I personally would love to see what happens when when the
tripwire
goes.
You can't have no pets,
right? Tripwire goes, knocks over a domino. A bunch of dominoes go down. Then there's like a seesaw with an egg and a chicken taking a dump, and then it rolls down the hill, and then it wakes the dog up, and the dog chases after the cat, and then the cat steps on the landmine, and the landmine blows up the intruder.
Goldberg.
Yeah, exactly. Rube Goldberg. Yeah.
Goldberg.
Yeah.
Yo, how come it's always Oregon with this stuff?
That does happen.
A lot of people have strongholds in Oregon. A lot of militia. A lot of.
Well, there's not really much else to do in Oregon. Maybe
just set up your tripwire.
Maybe if they had a Six Flags, this guy would be okay.
They have a Six Flags over Portland. It's just like it's just feminist-run bookstores and methadone clinic.
Yeah,
themed rides.
Themed rides.
Six Flags over Oregon. It's like a vintage shop that sells like old flags from defunct countries.
Where do you buy like landmines and tripwires nowadays?
Make them.
You just got to make them.
Oh yeah.
If I needed a landmine, I would ask you. I don't know. I mean, if you don't know where to get one, then I'm up.
It's got to be
I'm up the
super
creek.
easy to make at this point.
Really?
Yeah.
I got to start getting.
Because there was an
online
anarchist cookbook that told you how to make pipe bombs in the 90s.
Yeah, and it also gets your name on a lot of lists when you look.
Oh,
it up.
You said anarchist. I thought you said the Atkins cookbook. I was like, that is. That's how you lose weight.
Hey,
See, I didn't do
those-
Atkins because I was thin at the time.
Low carb people are
But
nuts.
seriously, if I lose 20 pounds by blowing up an intruder on there,
Yeah, Atkins had to keep up with the keto people. He was like, I guess I gotta start making bombs.
Yeah.
Extreme dieting. That's what it's all about.
There you go.
Yo, this diet's the bomb. Kill me.
It's
Take
the-
away my
It's
comedy
taking it
information.
to it's taking it to the extreme, man. Well, the first word in diet is die, so that's I consider that just to be really into what you're doing.
I thought it was just about LARPing.
Yeah.
Or like
I still don't
D&D.
even know what LARPing is.
Live action role
Live-action
playing, which I guess they
role-playing.
don't use dice.
The fact that both of you guys,
Well, I don't know. They
the fact that
probably
both
have
of you
to.
know it, I'm assuming it's a Jewish thing.
no, I'm just
No,
really into
no,
acronyms.
It's
I'm making the point I collect acronyms. I know what they're self-contained underwater breathing apparatus,
Yep,
stuff like
that's-
that. You know what I mean?
that's handy to know. It's handy
It's
because
handy.
you never know when somebody's going to throw an acronym at you, and you have to LARP. Okay, I know that one. It's on my list, and if it's not, you get to collect it and put a new one on.
Put a new one on.
Yeah.
Yeah,
LARP.
It's exciting.
I got
The
hit with
world of acronyms.
I got hit with an
LARPing.
acronym once when I broke into a house in Portland, Oregon.
Well, that's all they had. It was on a tripwire.
An IED.
Exactly.
Which is a lot of the same letters as diet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of them.
A lot of them. Like
3 of them.
Yeah,
Okay.
three-
Don't confuse your
fourths,
IED with an IUD. That's a big mistake.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Even though I think they both will serve the same
Or
purpose.
a degree from UD.
my
Oh,
ex-girlfriend-
exactly. UD, yes.
My ex-girlfriend put an IED in her. Okay.
Yeah.
The Houston City Council on Wednesday prevented what was billed as the first brothel in the United States equipped with sex dolls from opening in the Texas city, altering a local ordinance to block the business and any others like it. The Houston Chronicle reported that Toronto-based Kinky S Dolls had planned to open a Houston location where customers could both buy adult love dolls and rent them for use in private rooms.
Oh, that's what I want to do. I want to rent a love doll.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't want to
That's-
rent
I
it
want-
after you, though.
I want mine used.
Yeah, exactly.
You guys are talking like you've never had sex with a woman after she's had sex with another person.
Not
Yeah,
right
but
after.
it's-
Like, right after, whenever. They clean up and then they go again.
Yeah, but someone else has to clean the doll.
Right.
And, you know,
They're not. They're not going to get really in
Yeah,
there.
you're
I
gonna
think
you're gonna
you're
have to
being very
worry about the
narrow-minded.
you
Listen, I
you
also
really
don't get
have to
into hot
worry at
tubs
that
and-
point about the both the pay scale and the dedication of the employees that's going into
yeah, I would be
Exactly.
concerned about make sure that they
Yeah.
pay enough because I don't want this to be a job like the people who clean the floor at McDonald's because they don't do a particularly good job. In there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You don't want somebody making minimum wage
Right,
in charge
exactly.
of your sex doll cleaning.
I don't want to be.
That's really.
I don't want to find.
Why are
some-
you even using a sex doll if you're in a brothel? Is the brothel just sex dolls? 'Cause
Well,
no,
that's
yeah,
like
yeah,
Yes,
That's
that's
what it
all
is.
it
It's
is.
not
That's-
people.
That's
You
how
just
they
go
ma-
there
that's
and you-
how they make it legal.
Wow.
Yeah, it's like.
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
How sad do you have to be?
Can you imagine Madame Tussauds if they weren't doing so well? It's like that.
How? Well, I mean that now
that would be
you're
really
talking
cool.
some.
That would be really cool.
Now are they the new sex dolls or the old sex
I'm
dolls
sure they're
that look like they're very
advanced.
excited?
I'm sure they're
Yeah.
very
well,
advanced.
I'm
sex
sure.
dolls.
Actually, I read a news story about this, and the company that's doing this, they're actually based in Toronto, and they have one open up there where they have different levels.
different levels
Yeah,
of sex
different
doll.
levels that you can get. The
Different
more
levels.
advanced one, they're
You
more
can get the one
expensive
with
to
the
use.
surprise
Which
look.
Which I would think, at some point, if you just want to go in there on a budget, you don't really need the whole doll.
Right, exactly. Just give me the hands.
Yeah, exactly.
No, you just. You buy one of those butts.
Yeah, right. There you go.
Just get
That's
a butt.
Yeah.
Some sick people, man. And what sucks is those like real ones, from what I hear, are like they weigh like the weight of a person. So it's like they haven't taught these things to walk yet.
right.
So
That's
you
yeah.
go there.
It's
and you
basically
say,
like
I want
you're-
this one. You pick a hot little sex doll. Now you got to carry that head up to the room yourself.
That might be. Maybe that's your fetish. Like, can I bring it over the threshold like it's a wedding night kind of thing?
Horrible, man. Nothing to kill the mood more than
I
a
don't know,
wedding.
man.
How do you carry it? Is it like Chewbacca carrying C-3PO in Empire Strikes Back?
Yeah.
Like in a backpack like that?
Yeah.
With the legs
Or you
popping
just
out.
just like a 6-pack.
Yeah.
You turn it you turn it upside down, carry her like a 6-pack.
Where's the handle on this thing?
As
You know,
someone
they're teaching
who's-
them. They're teaching them like now. They talk, and they actually learn as you speak to them. They learn.
Yeah,
So I'm
they
thinking
don't.
that's what
These
you
people
want.
don't really know.
You want
man.
a sex doll that starts to annoy you, so
Yeah, I
it's
don't want-
just like
I
a
don't-
real woman.
Right. Well, yeah, they start to learn, and eventually, sex doll, I'm going to have a headache. And then
Yeah.
it's going to be
That's what I'm
just the
saying. That's
same
what you
thing,
want.
and you need to come out with a new line.
As someone who's run a brothel,
All right, all right.
I
All
will
right,
say
Madam
that-
Neal.
I will say that you guys are underestimating what kinds of people go to brothels.
What kind of people do? I would think a lot of
I thought-
Every kind of person.
I thought it was just
Really?
all cowboys.
I thought it was like
every single kind of person.
I thought it was like pastors and Boy Scout leaders.
every single kind of person. College kids, Hasidic Jews,
Hasidic Jews.
businessmen.
Just not on Saturday, especially if they're electronics.
What about the
Hasidic
Amish?
Jew-
The real bad
I'm
ones
sure.
do it on
Yeah,
Saturday.
Amish.
Yeah, no, I would
Sure.
think that they would think that the sex doll would steal their souls. None of that. Can't have that. That's
Yo,
a terror.
Hasidic Jews are like,
Yeah.
like
The biggest freaks.
the only times I've encountered Hasidic Jews outside of like their
Like a-
lane is
Hasidia.
running a brothel and running an illegal poker room.
Wow.
Those are
Really?
the only two times I've encountered. Those guys are
Well,
Gangsters.
a brothel is kind of an illegal poker room.
well. That's how you poker.
That was great.
Yeah, that was great. That was great.
But it's amazing how simple
No,
the
it
transition
wasn't.
was from having a poker room to having a brothel. It was just like the
Right,
smoothest. Like
And all
it's
the-
the same people.
So what are you saying? In your brothel, you used to also have poker?
Will we?
You ran
sort
a
of,
brothel. That's not a...
No, that's not a euphemism. Of any
Wow.
kind.
Wow. I'm learning
jealous.
more about you every day.
what was it called?
A couple of names.
Oh, it had a couple names. Like the there was the on the books name, and then there
Yeah,
was the
what,
off
what
the
was
books
the
name.
what was the
No.
proper name? It was not the
Well-
locals' nickname they had for it.
The name on the card was Bliss Sandwich Shop.
Bliss.
So they specialize in threesomes then.
Fresh meat.
Fresh meat.
Yeah,
there.
we're back to the whole man sandwich thing we
Bliss.
started this show with.
Bliss.
That wasn't
sandwich
my.
shop.
That wasn't my idea. I just was along for the ride. 'cause it
Catchy.
was
Now this
good money.
was
So is that the kind of place where if you go there 4 times, you get the 5th time free?
You get a card.
Yeah, you get a little card. And it's,
that's where the bliss comes in.
that's where the bliss.
That was the freedom.
You'd be surprised. Every kind of person. We used to call it Noah's Ark because there's 2 of everything.
Really.
And
And
two
I
of
look at you as you
everything.
say this. You don't look very proud. I think I would have a much more prouder look about it. You know what I'm saying?
I made money off of degenerates for years and years. I feel
somebody
Now
bad.
you're doing
Money.
comedy and
Yeah, I
not
was
making
gonna
money
say.
off of degenerates.
Now
I was
I'm
just
the
about to
degenerate.
go there, Adam.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, man. That's. I don't know.
I'm
it
just
sounds
saying, you guys
pretty
are like
cool.
talking. These guys, man, maybe they're lonely, but maybe they're just want to try doing something other than their wife.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, yeah. I like the fact that you said doing something, not doing someone.
Right, because it's
Yeah,
an
doing
inanimate
something.
object.
You know, it's yeah. Well,
Well, you know,
See, I didn't even finish that whole news story.
I'm sorry.
That's crazy.
robots
We're
have,
still
robots have rights too. Robots are people. too.
yeah. Houston Mayor Sylvester Turner, which Sylvester is just a great name for anybody.
Sly Turner.
Yeah, told reporters after a
Wait a
council
second, they
meeting-
elected a guy named Sly Turner?
Yep.
That is like the shadiest name.
Where is
I have
this?
ever- So that the Houston mayor, the guy
Yeah.
from this story,
Yeah.
Sly Turner.
Yep, Sylvester Turner. He told reporters at the council meeting that the vote amounted to a modification of existing city ordinances and was not targeted to any specific business. Which, he said in explaining the change, quote, "You cannot engage in sexual activities with any inanimate objects at the business. People will still be able to buy the dolls, though, so he can't shut it down altogether." You can't go to the drive-through.
take it
you
with
got to
you.
take it home. Yeah,
Gotta take it home.
It's a carry-out, not a restaurant. So.
there you go.
you're gonna-
Damn.
You're gonna get me on a.
That's
The sad part is that some dude is out of a job.
Yeah.
I mean, this guy's job used to
the
be.
dude who cleaned the dolls.
Yeah, the dude who cleaned the dolls.
Right.
He's out of a job.
You guys are gonna get me on a rant now. Because like, it's just sick. Like, if we just legalized prostitution and poker, we'd be out of debt. The country would be out of debt. Because
but there'll be a lot of more of
sports
us.
gambling,
that.
sports gambling is legal. Fantasy baseball and fantasy football is legal, and that's the same skill set as poker. Just make poker legal. Poker legal is in certain places. Like you can play poker in this neighborhood, but you can't play poker in that neighborhood. Just make it legal across sports. Same thing with prostitution. It's legal in Henderson County, but it's not legal in over the border in California. Like it just.
I don't know. I don't get that whole thing anyway.
Just make it
I
legal.
feel I should be able to sell my body to whoever I want to. I should be
I
able
mean,
to just,
you know, you
if
wanna
I can
regulate
make
it.
$1 off of this thing. I should be allowed to make $1.
You know,
the rent is due.
regulate the health and and everything, but tax the hell out of it.
Neil's running for city council of New York City. He's
Absolutely.
running on
Awesome.
the green.
I don't know, I just think, look, if you legalized weed,
Listen, if you're going to tax it,
poker,
then I don't want
and
to do it
prostitution,
anymore.
if you legalized and taxed weed, prostitution, and poker, and made churches pay taxes, the redistribution of wealth in America would be great.
Well, that's why they don't do it.
That's why they won't do it.
No, man.
Because the rich have to stay rich. It's an oligarchy. Don't get me started, man. I want to kidnap the rich.
We didn't get you started. You said you're going to get me on a rant and then started yourself.
I want to start.
I like
You
it.
got,
this
you got
as a
yourself on
platform.
a rant. Yeah.
The more he talks, the more I like him.
Yeah.
That's all I know. I don't know
Well,
about you,
he's
but
got my vote. So.
Yeah, I would vote for you in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Also, oceans don't exist. Go ahead. Finish
Well,
reading.
the world is flat. So.
That's right.
Actually, I think I might have a flat world story.
Oh, man, get me in there.
Flat earthers, huh?
Get me in there.
Boston Celtics star Kyrie Irving is sorry after he said the Earth was flat. On Monday, the hoop superstar appeared at the Forbes Under 30 Summit and was asked if he still believes the world is flat. Irving didn't claim that he had changed his mind, but he did apologize for ever bringing up the subject. He said, "I'm sorry about that. You know, I got to reteach," adding that he is constantly dealing with angry science teachers who tell him, "You know, I have to reteach my whole curriculum." Irving first declared he didn't believe the Earth was a sphere in February 2017. This is not even a conspiracy theory. The Earth is flat, Irving said during one interview at the time. He urged people to do their research on the matter and blamed, quote, them for lying to us without naming them.
I love it. I'm in.
You're in. You're in on
100%.
I just can't believe that we're living in a world now
Where people.
where the flat around
world.
Yeah.
that you have to apologize because you don't think it's round. Like I
Yeah.
think it's flat. Who cares?
Right.
If
That's
he thinks
true.
it's
I mean,
flat?
it's
That's
absurd
absolutely
that he
right.
should
Who
have to
the hell
apologize
cares?
for that.
That's
It's absurd
absolutely
that
If
he
he
right.
should
thinks
have
it's
to
flat, who
apologize.
cares?
I mean, it's
I
absurd.
think it's
but who
fabulous.
cares?
My favorite was the guy that actually built the rocket so he could shoot up into
Yeah.
space and
Film
prove.
Yeah, but he didn't prove nothing.
well, he proved that
He proved that he didn't know how to build a
Yeah.
rocket.
What goes up must come down.
It crashed because he didn't take into account the
curvature
curvature of the
of
Earth. So I think he did prove
Yeah,
something.
he proved
Yeah.
that he's got.
Or is
Wasn't
that
what he
just
was
what
looking
they're
for.
telling us?
That's
Yeah,
right. He's absolutely right. I'm
that's
supposed
the
to
way
believe
they are,
textbooks.
yeah.
I'm supposed to believe textbooks.
I
They
don't.
lied about why we're in Vietnam. They lied about who created AIDS. And I'm supposed to believe them that the Earth is round? Get out of here.
Get out of here. Yeah, I don't buy it. I like the more he talks, the more I like him.
Well, I think that's the basis.
And you're looking
of
at
the
us
whole
like I
flat
gotta
Earth
share a room
thing
with these
is that
dudes.
they're-
Yeah, I was expecting Neil to go on and on and on about.
Oh, you want? So they say, all right, curvature of the Earth. That's everyone's big justification, the curvature of the Earth. You don't know what that means.
Yeah, I
you
don't
didn't
know
do
what
the
it means.
research. You don't even know how to use a protractor. When was the
I know
last
how to
time
use. I know how to
you
use
know
a
where to buy a
protractor.
protractor?
I know how to use a
You know where
protractor.
to buy a protractor?
Do you know how valuable the
I don't know how to
Pythagorean
use
theorem
it.
is in lighting? Okay.
Oh, baby, you.
I know how to use a protractor. I understand
All right.
angles.
Okay.
Math was my.
Man, he got excited. He got to
Yeah, I don't like being accused of being bad at math. It was the one thing I know how to do.
Okay, but you don't
Geography,
know
I'll
the curvature of the Earth.
Listen, you want to talk about how come I don't know geography? That's fine. I don't know anything about geography.
I do know where to buy a protractor.
Yeah.
I do not know how to use it,
He's
but I
alright.
know where to get it.
Yeah.
Right? Art stores pretty much sell those things, right?
Yeah, you can get them.
Art
At,
stores,
you can get them
yeah,
at a
see,
there you
bodega.
go.
They sell them at the Dunkin' Donuts.
And
That's
then,
how they
and
are
then
sometimes.
I'm supposed to believe I'm supposed to believe in oceans. Like that's the whole planet is oceans.
My boy doesn't believe
That's
in
why
space.
it's so round.
But if you believe in something, you have to. I mean, I don't care.
So
What
you
does it matter?
don't believe in oceans that they exist.
I mean,
at
I
all.
believe bodies of water exist. I mean, I've seen big bodies of water, but ocean.
Right, because
Why
you
would
can't see
Lord
that you
Xenu
can
put us on a planet that we can't breathe most of the planet?
I love that this is going to be a broadcast on a college radio station.
Yo, you people are paying too much.
I am more.
Yep.
You charge much less for
You're
our
paying
education.
too much for a bunch of conspiracies. You're being indoctrinated, and the Earth is flat. Get over it.
Let me ask you this question: the Earth is in a box. You don't know if it's flat or round.
It's
sort of both.
It's both flat
both
and
at the
round
same time.
simultaneously.
Schrodinger's Earth. There you
What's
go.
that?
Schrodinger's Earth.
Dude, I got a friend that doesn't believe in space.
Yo, prove it.
You're friends with a lot of young
You gotta
children.
look up. All you gotta do is look up. There's
I don't
space
know.
there.
I don't know, man.
Now, how big space
I'm not
is
saying I don't
different.
believe in space. I do, but I'm just saying, like, why? I don't think this guy's a dummy because he does. This guy doesn't believe in the Earth is round. Okay, why are we immediately dismissing him? We have no idea.
No, I think
No, we
I think
don't.
the important part of the story is that this guy had to apologize for saying something that didn't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't
Right, that nobody else should
nobody-
really worry about.
Yeah, I
whether
mean,
or
here
not
we go.
they
Here we go.
Yeah,
Scientists trying to join the Me Too movement.
Offended scientists.
Yeah.
Scientists were offended.
Scientists trying to get in on the Me Too movement.
Forget they're wrong all the time. Scientists are wrong all the time.
Yo, global warming. They're like, global warming. Everyone's like, oh, I don't know about global. And then they're like, all right, well, it's not global warming, it's climate change. So you're already wrong.
Right, exactly.
You're already
You're
wrong.
admitting it because you're changing the name of it.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not saying it
Call
doesn't
me
exist.
stupid,
I'm
but
just
hasn't
saying you
climate
were already
been
wrong.
changing all my life?
Pluto,
Right,
flipping,
right.
flopping on Pluto. Come on, you don't know. Just admit you don't know anything.
Flipping and
Man,
flopping on
now
Pluto.
I
yeah.
don't know what to name this episode because flipping flopping on Pluto is fantastic.
Flipping and flopping on Pluto. Dude, I was very upset over the Pluto flip flop. All right.
I'm just saying, like,
very
I
upset
don't
over
look.
that.
I'm just sick of people being dismissed because they don't. They say like dismissing flat earthers as lunatics because they say we have no idea.
No. You only
We have
know
no
what they
idea
told you.
anything. Right. We only believe
only know
what
what
we
they told you.
choose
We
to
don't-
believe. People
in
are Christians.
the books,
People are
yeah.
Jews. They believe in different stuff. People are flat earthers. Okay, they believe in flat earth. All right.
Why does anyone care?
Yeah, I
the
certainly
Earth is
don't
very
care.
offended by
I
it.
certainly don't care.
That's why there's all this rain now, dude. All the rain and messed up winters because the Earth is mad and offended at the people who believe it's flat. So you have to apologize.
Oh, so
to
it's the people that believe it's flat that,
that
the
are
Earth is mad
offending
at.
the Earth. That's why he had to apologize. He had to say sorry because otherwise, he would have 4 days of rain.
So
I
we
guess,
really can't go with Mother Earth anymore because instead of saying it's
First of all-
round,
first of all,
robust,
you
First
can't
of all,
give
you
a
can't
damn
assume
because-
her identity.
That
Yeah,
is
you
true.
can't
That
give
is
her
true.
gender identity.
My apologies
Earth's
to
identity.
We don't know what Earth thinks it is.
to they Earth.
They
is that,
Earth.
Yeah, is that going to be
Yeah,
the?
they Earth. He
I
or
didn't
sh-
ask for the Earth's pronoun, so I
Yeah.
don't know.
Yeah.
I am so embarrassed.
He or she Earth.
Mother,
Shirth.
mother or father, if they decide
Or
to have
uncle. I
children.
mean,
Yeah,
or
you never
uncle. It
know.
could be a
Yes.
good friend from down the street.
I think. Well, even uncle, it assumes gender.
Right,
so
right,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
And
Relative
Person
Earth.
Earth.
Relative
Or
Earth.
second
well,
cousin.
no, you're assuming it's a person.
Oh,
so,
that's-
yeah.
that's-
and I just called it. I am done.
That's right, man.
Trans feline Earth.
I'm a real big fan of
Dude,
the
are you
Trans
playing
Feline
footsies
Orchestra.
with me right now?
Their work is
Oh, they're
their work
fabulous,
is
yeah.
their work is fantastic. Have you heard them do Jingle Bells with all meows? Meow 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 meow. That's Trans.
Jingle Meows. Yes.
Jingle Meows,
That's
yes, it's
fantastic.
Trans
It's one of my
Feline
favorites.
Orchestra.
One of my favorites. I am so upset that we're going to have to wrap this show up. This has been
Oh, good.
this has been a lot of fun. Be sure to get out to Wiley's tonight, Saturday night.
Saturday night.
Not Tuesday
Not
night
Tuesday
because
night.
these guys will be elsewhere. But get out Saturday night, and if you don't, if you have to miss them, try to catch them somewhere else. Adam Gable, thanks for coming in.
Thanks for having us. This was a great time.
Fantastic show last night. Going to
Thank
be two
you.
fantastic shows tonight.
I would like if people have opinions on whether or not oceans exist, that they should find me on YouTube and comment on some of my rants about oceans not existing.
Absolutely. Well, what's your YouTube?
It's Neil Rubenstein Reviews It.
Neil Rubenstein reviews it.
But if you
Okay,
just put my
definitely
name in,
check
you'll
that
find
out.
it. Yeah, and let me know about oceans because
I've never actually seen him as serious as he is right now about oceans. Like this
Very
man
serious.
is not playing right now. He has a very strong opinion on oceans.
I
Yes.
don't
Well,
buy them.
You got
This
you
guy,
got to
man.
take a stand sometime.
I mean, listen, stamp is something to fall for anything, right?
Yeah, I don't buy it.
Well, Neil Rubenstein, thanks for coming on the show. It's
Thanks
been-
for having me,
been-
man.
Been
Thank
great
you.
having you on. Gary G. Garcia.
Gary G. Garcia.
Yep.
Yeah, you can follow me on anything, Gary G. Garcia. Just don't forget the G in the middle, otherwise you just find a bunch of Puerto Ricans named Gary. But if you put the G in the middle, I pop up. Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, all that millennial crap that we need to do now.
And you can follow me, Adam Gable. It's AJGABEL. That's Instagram, and then Twitter is the Adam Gable, GABEL. Don't spell it GABLE, otherwise you find a bunch of Puerto Ricans named Gary.
There you go.
Fantastic, guys. Thanks for coming.
Thanks for having us, man.
This is going to go out on podcast. So
Right
if
on.
you guys have any other shows that you want to plug, feel free. And
Well, you could always catch me in AC Wednesdays through Saturdays when I'm not on the road. ACJokes.com. Check us out. We're there all year round, every day of the week, doing shows. It's an awesome time. If you're in AC, check out ACJokes.com.
And a lot of us...
For some reason, this stopped recording. That is so weird. I don't even know where it stopped. That is weird. It just...
Yeah.
Must be. Never mind. This thing's weird.
Oh, that's recording.
Okay, we're back. I'll edit all that out later.
Yeah.
And we play, come down. If you're in the New York City, Gary, Neil, and I are always playing in the city. Find us on the internet, and you can figure out where you can see us in the city. And we also play all over the country, so look us up. We may be coming to your town.
All right, fantastic.
Yeah.
Thanks again, guys.
Big up to our people at the Grizzly Pear.
Yeah,
too,
give it
man.
up.
You could catch us there pretty much any day of the week, Grizzly Pear.
All right. Well, thanks for tuning in. We will see you guys next week. Get out and enjoy some comedy. Thanks for listening to the Life Radio Show podcast. Check us out on Eventide Entertainment Podcast Network or wherever you listen to podcasts. Remember, if you want to listen live, we're on Tuesdays from 7 to 9 p.m. on WWSU 106.9 FM with a repeat broadcast on Wednesdays from noon to 2, or you can always stream the show live at www.1069.org. If you have suggestions or comments, feel free to email the life1069@gmail.com.
Yeah.
Do they like pelt you with matzo balls?
No, they're kosher eggs.